What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you about Skillshare, and I'm going to be talking about my experiences so far, sharing some of my frustrations and some of the things I really like about Skillshare, because honestly, I'm in love with this platform and also completely torn about it at the same time. And I will get into what that means in more detail. But first, let me explain that I started using Skillshare like 45 days ago, okay? So I'm going to go over to my teacher stats and show you exactly what's been happening so far. So if we scroll down to the very bottom, we can see what my first month on Skillshare earned me. So my first paycheck was for $110. And we are in the second month right now, but it's already at 18 referrals, which means 180 bucks, and then 520 premium minutes, and at 5 cents per minute, that's a bit more than 20 bucks. So far, that's pretty good. I mean, $110 in the first month, $200 in the second month. That's super awesome starting. However, I have 2 out of 3 strikes. One more strike, and I get banned on Skillshare. And this is what I'm really frustrated about. So you can see here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. Of these, only 3 of them are live because these 2, the first class that I published and the 5th class that I published, both got banned. And this taps into what is kind of frustrating for me about Skillshare. So I posted my first course, and I noticed that, okay, people were visiting it, it was getting attention, that kind of thing, and then on like the 3rd day or 4th day, it just completely vanished. There were no more visitors, there were no more students. I looked in my email account, there was no email about anything happening. It was just like completely not there, right? And so if I tried to look at the course in an incognito window, like if I do this, and I go to the classes, I need to take out this edit part. Nothing's here, right? Whereas if I look at one of my other courses, like let's take this one for example, and we go to the incognito window. Gonna change this. Oh, no, I'm not using the right format. But essentially what was happening is that the course wasn't publicly accessible anymore. It wasn't shown up in search results, and I received no notification from Skillshare. So I emailed Skillshare about this, and then they got back to me and said that somebody from their like trust and safety team had reached out to me and explained that I can't use the word money in the title. And that is why the first course got banned. And when I published my first course, I hadn't like really educated myself about Skillshare. I hadn't taken a bunch of Skillshare courses. I wasn't really aware of what Skillshare was or what its rules were. So that made sense to me. It seemed pretty obvious what the mistake was. I referenced money in the title, and you're specifically not supposed to do that. So I get that. But then with this most recent course, the same thing happened. Where it just got, like, you can see that it was, like, it was getting some kind of traffic, and then it just completely stopped because the course got taken down. And again, I didn't receive any kind of email about why the course got taken down. And I know that the support rep told me last time that every time a course gets taken down, you get a strike. And once you have 3 strikes, you're permanently banned. So now I'm in a position where one more strike like this, and I'm banned. And it's super frustrating because I feel like Skillshare as a platform and as a student is amazing. And also as a teacher, like, okay, as a student, you get every single course for 1 monthly fee. You can get 2 months for free just by somebody recommending you. You can get a whole year by just publishing 1 course, right? So because I've published a course, I have a year of Skillshare for free. Okay, so accessibility-wise, for students, amazing, freaking amazing. I have been able to take a Skillshare course, a different Skillshare course, every single day at the same cost as it would cost me to take 1 Udemy course. It is like absolutely my favorite platform for that reason. And also, as an instructor, I can log into Skillshare and make courses and talk to people who are also making courses and participate in discussions and workshops, and this does the marketing for my courses. So you can gain traction even when you are new to the platform. And that is super important because on most other platforms, like on Udemy or on Teachable, it's all about your marketing. And on Udemy, for example, it's kind of either all or nothing. Your course either does really well or barely earns you anything. Like in my case, I have 4 courses and 98% of my income has come from one of the courses, at least from the Udemy perspective, right? Normally, it's quite tricky to do this marketing, but on Skillshare, because of this community of other teachers, you can just look at the discussions and see what the teachers are confused about and make courses about those things, and then like share answers and participate, and it's so fluid. Like, it is absolutely by leaps and bounds my favorite learning platform as a student and as a teacher, because they make it so easy to know what your next steps are. It's not ambiguous. It's not confusing that you join the workshop. There are milestones to do specific things, and you can accomplish them, and they give you encouragement and share your progress, and it's amazing. It's great. But then they freaking take my courses down and don't tell me why, and I'm almost banned. And that part really breaks my heart because, like, I have been so excited about Skillshare because, like, in my personal life, I'm talking to people about Skillshare because any of the local Nicaraguans here, they could also just make Skillshare courses and earn like $100 or $200 a month and change their freaking lives. And it's more stable than dropshipping because it's your own content that you're creating. And yet, Skillshare could ban you, like what may happen with me, but it's not like you are using other people's products. There's not like a legal liability. You are creating your own things. And as long as you know the rules, then you're fine. But that's the tricky part, is like learning the rules. Like when my first course got in trouble, or when I got in trouble for my first course and I looked at it, and then I really dove into the terms of use and everything, I started to really understand what the rules are. And that's why I'm so confused, because I don't understand what was wrong with this course. I don't understand why it was taken down. And again, I didn't receive an email anywhere in my spam, deleted messages, nowhere in my email about the course getting taken down. So I did the same thing that I did before, where I reached out to Skillshare, and then in between like 2 and 5 business days, they'll get back to me, and the lady is going to explain why the course got taken down. But I only know that my course got taken down because this experience already happened to me. And I already know that she's going to say that their trust and safety team sent a message out to me. So I sent them this email. I was a little bit emotional. I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm pretty good at writing emails and not being like frustrating to the person reading the email. Like, you got to make sure you're really nurturing and you're just saying how you feel. You're not blaming people, right? So here's what I said. Okay. Hey there, a course that I made recently was taken down. I looked extensively through the terms of use, class guidelines, and community guidelines before publishing the course, and I don't understand why the course was taken down. Also, I did not receive any notification that the course was taken down. This happened to the first course that I tried to make on Skillshare. When this happened, I reached out to Skillshare support, and I was told that I would receive an email about the takedown, but there was no email in my spam or anywhere in my email box. And it looks like the same thing has happened again. My fourth course has been taken down, and I did not receive any email. I imagine that one was sent, but for whatever reason, it isn't showing up. Can we fix this? Is there a way for you guys to resend me these emails or to identify why they are not getting received correctly? I really love Skillshare, and I'm super confused why this course was taken down. I feel scared and hurt. My favorite thing about Skillshare is the community of instructors. I've been active in discussions and trying to identify subjects that will help the other teachers on Skillshare, starting my career on Skillshare by identifying the specific needs and wants of these other instructors. After my first course got taken down, the title was How to Use YouTube to Earn Money Doing What You Love. I did a lot more through reading the terms of use and class guidelines and community guidelines. I learned that you can't directly talk about money or focus your courses on earning money in your class or in your description. That's why I'm so confused about this most recent course being taken down. My first strike, I was brand new. I didn't know anything about Skillshare, and the mistake was obvious once I learned more about it. But this time, I have no idea what I did wrong. The title of the course was Getting Started on Skillshare, and the course was designed to make Skillshare easier to understand for other new instructors. I showed them how to navigate Skillshare, talked about the importance of getting their students to engage in their courses, and discussed the importance of participating on Skillshare as a student so that you can become a better instructor instead of just making a course, right? I also explained how important it is to participate in workshops and discussions. I directed the students toward the official Skillshare monthly teaching workshop and explained how participating in the workshop is going to really increase the chance of them being successful. Like, I was showing how to use Skillshare's resources. I wasn't trying to divert them or anything. And the course had an introduction that explained exactly what the course was about, how it was taught, and displayed the outline of the course and summarized the order that the course would be taught in. And I know that it's okay to make courses on Skillshare about creating courses on Skillshare because there's already tons. So I share a link to 4 different courses by 4 different people about creating Skillshare courses on Skillshare. I made sure not to mention anything about other course marketplaces because it's against Skillshare policy, and I feel really scared. This is the second time I have a course taken down, which means I have 2 strikes, and I will lose my account with 1 more strike. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just want to know what I did wrong so I can learn and so I can do better. Please help me. So hopefully I will receive a more positive response, because last time, I can show you guys what they said last time. So I have to look in my sent mail. Let's go to, I need to scroll down. Here we go, sent mail. I'm going to search my sent mail for Skillshare. So now, here we go. Okay, so this is the message that I'm pretty sure I'm going to receive in response to what I just read you. Hi, Jack. A member of our moderation team emailed you about this on February 6th. I've copied our message here. I'm writing to let you know that the class you've recently published to Skillshare does not adhere to our class guidelines. At Skillshare, classes are first and foremost educational. We support authentic, inspired learning. All classes on Skillshare are yada, yada, yada. While reviewing your class, we found that it did not meet these guidelines for one of the following reasons. Classes should be based upon a lesson plan or outline. Classes must contain a project. Classes may not reference making money in the title or description. Okay, so that was specifically what it was. One or more of these reasons, and specifically this one. Okay, so we have closed your class entitled How to Become a YouTuber and Earn Money Doing What You Love to new students and unfeatured it from the site. Please note that we have a 3-strike policy for violations, so I encourage you to review the guidelines carefully before publishing any further content. Okay, so I did that, and I responded, and then I was like, all right, I've revised my course, and I've done everything, and is this okay? And then they were like, hi, thanks for writing in about this. I agree that the area you'd have to change for your course to comply would be the 3rd reason. Your class description and title cannot mention any reference to money. You may discuss earnings in your class, but if your content focuses too heavily on financial gain, it may be rejected during the moderation process. Your project looks good or is sufficient. Add a syllabus, and so I added a syllabus. And so in this case, I remade the course with what they had in mind, and then it was fine. It didn't get banned. And that was the first course that I have available. If we go into classes you're teaching, you can see here, that's the Run a YouTube Channel Without Editing course. And so this one has 7 students, and I think I can look at them based on analytics, right? So if I go to my teacher stats, I think I can look at it by course, like this way. Yeah. So we can look at the stats of this individual course, right? So I wish we could see visits. Right now we can see that on this day, like, I haven't received any minutes for this course, but it is still publicly available. And I know this because I can, like, if I go to Skillshare and I search run a YouTube channel, then this course does show up, see? Whereas if I search for the other course, which would be, what was it? What was the title again? Teach, classes you're teaching. Yeah, so these are my valid courses, right? These 3 courses. The other 2 don't show up because they've been banned, right? Whereas I can see them myself if I go to my teacher profile and I click on view profile. And then I click on teaching. You can see this, getting started on Skillshare. So like I can still access this, but it's not publicly available and it was taken down and I got a hit for having it here. So now you guys understand, like, I'm super torn. Like, on one hand, I earned $100 my first month and then doubled it for my second month. I made 4 courses. But on the other hand, I don't understand, like, the way that Skillshare communicates. It's frustrating that they have this community, but at the same time, like, they're failing to communicate properly with me. And that's frustrating. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to subscribe. Totally check Skillshare out if you want to try it. I hope that this doesn't become one of those things where I learn what not to do and then get banned. I really hope that's not what's happening here. I'm definitely going to be more picky about my next couple courses because, like, I thought I learned my lesson with the first course. Like, I really looked at the documentation, and I don't understand why this most recent course got banned. So maybe it was just some technical problem. Maybe they'll get back to me and they're going to be like, oh, we reinstated your course. Everything's fine. But I'm pretty positive it's going to be this exact message. A member of our moderation team emailed you already, and yeah. All right, guys. See you next time. Ciao.